Good evening, Mahesh. Thank you for joining again on the action plan. I think you're muted, Mahesh, so you need to unmute.
Yeah, good evening, Grenville. Now you're able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Great. Let's give people a minute or two to join, and then we'll start. So, how has things been since last week, Mahesh?
Yeah, it has been awesome week, and now this is the last month of the calendar year, so we are all busy preparing our financial goals and getting it done. So
Correct.
how was your week?
Oh, my week has been pretty hectic. It's been good. I've got a few new ventures that I plan to start. One, of course, with you in it, and things have been pretty good. I surprisingly, with an FB Live the other day, I got an inquiry from the US. So that was a very good
Oh,
start for me. So the first time I'm getting an international referral. That was fun.
oh, wow! Congratulations! Keep
Ah,
doing the good work because you're doing the good work.
thank you. That was a pleasant surprise last night.
Yeah.
So great. So let's just start. I'll start the introduction, Mahesh. So as we have decided to go forward, we one thing which I found was a great help to me with my financial planning was the part where I started having a budget. Okay, and doing the budget created a lot of benefits to me personally, and I also felt that a lot of people who are trying to manage their financial planning should start from something with a tool like a budget, and nobody else could explain it better than an expert like you. So I thought we'll reach out to you and ask you for your inputs on how could we properly make a budget and what should we think about when we do a budget. So if you can take us through a few pointers and give us some guidance, it will be great.
Yeah, sure. So thank you so much, Grenville, for taking out this topic. And since it's the last month of calendar year, so it's rightly the best topic to discuss on. And thank you so much, viewers, for coming again on Facebook Live. Grenville is doing a great job in bringing various speakers on his platform and sharing wisdom knowledge. So let's start. So what does a budget means to you? It's basically a financial planning tool that allow us you to plan how much you will spend or save each month. It also track your spending habits. Now it may not sound like an exciting activity, so it will be boring. I am again putting a disclaimer to you, and for some it will be very scary also because never we did any budgeting. We always did in in colleges, or we have some projects or some office where we have where I'm in high position. But it's a very important part of keeping your financial house in order. That's because budgets rely on balances. If you spend less in one area, you can spend more in other. Save that money for a large purchase, build a rainy day fund, or increase your savings or invest in building habit. Now, today, I will be sharing with you my 7 steps which help me to create a simple budget. It will be very simple. Don't it's not very rocket science kind of thing. Arey, mere ko ye chahiye, that kind of thing. No, it's nothing like that. It's very simple 7 steps which you can do, and I will help you with that. I will share my experience also. I will share the steps so that you can get on. So I will just share my screen for that. Yeah. So you are able to see the screen, Grenville?
Yeah, perfectly, Mahesh. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. So there are the 7 steps by which we can create a personal finance budget. Now, the first thing is that write down your financial goals. This is very important, my dear friends, because as soon as you write down your goals, no, you will be clearly defined that what you want from your financial perspective life. Whether you want a new house, whether you want to purchase a new car, whether you want to renovate your house, anything, what your goals are there, you just write down. I would prefer you write down 4 major goals. That's all, not more than 4. And why 4? Because it will be help you to track you, because in longer term when you have 4 major goals, it will be very useful to track down your goals, measure it, how you have reached the goal, how much time is needed, and that's all.
Mahesh,
Second thing is that
if I can just intervene, can you give an example of what would be those goals? I mean, some sort of examples.
yeah, so goal will be like buying a car, So like you are right now, you are having a Maruti 800 or Maruti Zen, and now you are planning to buy a Mercedes Benz or Lamborghini or Audi car. Now, what is the budget for that? So you have to write down your goal. At what time, date you want. Say, for example, today is December 4th, December 2020. Now, after 10 years, you want to buy that car. So what will the cost of that car? What is the date you want? What is the year you want? So like 2030, 4th December. So that is 10 years exactly. So right that like that you need to write down your goal. For example, if you want to buy a house like a Pent Bungalow or a three row house, 3 BHK. Right now you're saying like 1 BHK or 2 BHK. So if you want to move to 2 BHK to 3 BHK, so what is the rate of that house? What time span you want? So like that you may have to write down your financial goal. So it should be your financial goal, your date of that financial goal which you will achieve when you want to achieve, and time if you want. It will be very very specific because financial goal should be smart and relevant. That's very important.
Okay.
So second is that identify your income and expenses source. Now this is very important. As a salaried person, it's okay because he or she will think that only one source of income will be there. But if you have inherited some property, ancestor property, or some property which is given you by from gift deed or anything, and where you're getting some rental income, so you need to find out where all your income sources are there. You need to gather all things on one file. So if you are expert in Excel, like Microsoft Excel or Google Excel sheet, spreadsheet, you can do it. Just put two columns, A column you name it as income, B column you name it as expenses, and write down your things. Say for example, my income is from salary, income is for 50,000. So you will get a salary slip from your employee, from employer. So you can just break out. You can get all the details of your income. You can put down in the Excel sheet, and you can B column you can put down the expenses. Now, if you don't, you're not well versed with Excel. You're finding very difficult. You can go for a lot many apps right now. Budgeting apps are there in Google Play Store, or desktop version is also there. So you can install your laptop, your desktop PC, wherein you can just have a software kind of thing where you can just need to enter the values, and it will automatically give you the chart, and it will give you all the graph and everything, how much your expenses are there, how much your income are there. This all, if at all you're not able to manage that all thing, then I would say go back to your school. So take out a book or pen, write down two columns, you make it with the help of the scale. Write down one column as income, second column as expenses. That's all, nothing else. But I would say that you prefer doing this activity with your family members. Say if you're an husband, you sit down with your housewife or wife working. Please sit down with them. Please sit down with your children, with your parents, who all you're impacting with your income and expenses. Sit all with them and share with them what is your financial goals and what is your income and expenses. So they will explain you, because some of the expenses they might be doing it which you may not be aware of. So that is very important, that you need to block every leakages of your money bucket. Third point, create a list of fixed and variable expenses. Now, when you listed all the expenses sources, now we realize there's a, for example, monthly bills, like you have a maintenance bill of your society monthly, or your land property tax you may have, you have a rental tax you may be having, you have a gas bill, you have you can be like light bill you can say. So lot many bills are there which is always recurring. So that is known as a fixed bill. Now it may change also, because based on your consumption and what type of city you're living, tier 2, tier 1 or tier 3. So it may depends upon that, but still, or it will be the recurring expense which will always come again and again. Now you have to list down again in the same, again separate column you have to mention or mark it as a recurring. And fixed expenses mean what? For example, variable expenses. So for example, today you might not want to wash your car for this month. Say for example, in the new year you want your car to be washed very beautifully. You will ask your watchman, or you will ask your car this thing, the people who wash the car, and tell them that you washed it. Now this is the extra expenses. Now this which you are not counted in your expenses sources. So that will be your variable expenses. Now this is the example of a variable expense. Now fourth is a very important thing. Differentiate between need and want. What is your need and what is your want? Because unless and until if you know that need, which is something which you have to, or which you must have in order to live. Now, what is on the contrary of want? Want is something that which you wish to have, but which will have comforts in your life. Needs is, again I will decipher this basic definition of need. Need represents the basic necessities. Now, want indicates the desires. So this is simple. Necessities mean roti, kapda, makan. And now insurance is also there. So your food, clothing and shelter as well as the insurance. So these are four parts which are needs. But wants is what? Buying a car. Now, there is a difference between a want also. Say, for example, if some person is meeting high-ended network clients, so HNI clients, very, very high powerful clients. So they are at a very top level. Now, you can't go by bus or you can't go by a Maruti Zen or Maruti. You need to have a Mercedes Benz or Maruti car because you need to have that level of professionalism. So that's a need that we can't say as a want. Now, for example, if you want to go to office, now your office is around 15 to 20 minutes. You can walk or you can take a public transport, but you prefer you want to go by car. Now that is actually a want because you desire that you want comfort in your life, and that's where the want comes into picture. This is a basic example what I want to share. This is what I have experienced myself. My office was in Goregaon. I'm staying Dombivli in Mumbai area. Dombivli is a small city. Now it has become big city, and Goregaon is the top end of other side of the Mumbai. Now when I want to go, I am using the public transport like local train. I am using. Then I go by bus. So it is okay for that because I am not meeting any client. The day when my boss tells me that Mahesh, I want to meet a client, what I do is that I hire a Mercedes Benz or my friends. We have that car shop. So he rents me a car. He rents me a driver also. I pay him so much money, say for 1 or 2 days, just to meet the client. And then I go to Mercedes Benz with small comfort. And that's what my need is. I am not making as a want. This you need to differentiate. Now you have to sit again with your family members so that you can get an idea about it. Fifth is very important. Review your budget monthly. Many people make the mistakes of not reviewing the budget. This is not a one-time activity, my dear friend. You have to do it monthly. So, for example, today is 4th of December. The time is not lost. You can again create your budget right now. So, there are around 27 days left. You can budget yourself and you can save yourself from financial crisis in the next year also. So now reviewing also done with your family members. I am not saying this is not or standalone process. This is all with family members because together you can achieve more rather than going alone in this journey. Sixth is set budget for fun and enjoyment. This I really like because what I did in my personal life when I was creating personal finance budget, I was thinking that why to save money when I was not able to enjoy. I don't want to retire at 60 and enjoy the life because that time my health will not support me because not due to the lifestyle what I am living on. My body will not give me that kind of happiness. I maybe something more problems will be there. So why not enjoy at the time when we have that money? And we can do, my dear friends. It is happening. It can happen. But provided that you need to have a correct path and correct budget. Now you need to set a budget for your fun or enjoyment. So I have an account called as party account. So that is an enjoyment account wherein I put monthly 1,000 rupees. And over a course of time, say for example, 6 to 7 months, when I see my account, I am talking about 1 year back. It was 7,000 rupees. And what I did, I took my wife to a 5-star hotel and we had a good dinner with her. Can you imagine the money which we saved and we gone for? Not that you can again define as a need and want. I did not want. I did not needed that my basic. We have dinner. We can go to small restaurant and we can have a dinner. But when want came, what I did a budgeting for that, and I saved the money for that particular goal. Now again, see, it is all correlated. Then I waited for 6 months, and after the 6 months, when I seen my account, it was ample amount which I was okay with that. I was just a small dinner with my wife, and we enjoy. So what is the harm in that? So this is why you have to enjoy. And that account, you don't save, my dear friends. I request, many people have made the mistake that they still using that money for savings also. Don't save the money. Just enjoy the life. You have ample opportunities. You have ample money in your life. Don't worry about that. And 7, but not the least, this is very important. Make budgeting a habit. Don't make it one-time activity. That's what I'm saying. Don't make it because habit is very difficult to come on. But if it comes to on your side, then it will never go. Like for example, brushing your teeth. Morning, who told you to brush your teeth at your childhood? Your mother, your parents, your father told me. But what I'd keep an habit, daily you get up and you brush your teeth. Daily you get up, you take a bath. Daily you get up, you dress up very well before you go out. This what becomes a habit. So daily when you do, daily when you think of the budget, daily when you think about spending, daily when you think about need and want, daily thinking about financial goals, daily you think about income and expenses. That's where the magic happens. and you're on the course of financial freedom, as well as creating a perfect budget for you and for your family, and that will make your family a stressful, financial free, stressful life. So these are my real 7 steps. Hope you. I am sure that you must have taken 1 or 2 steps in your life, and I'm sure you're not following it. So if you are not following, I would suggest that you again go back to your drawing room, sit with your family, suggest this all, take all 7 steps, because this all 7 steps are co-related thing. Even if you miss one step also, you will be blocked. Again, you will back come to zero. So it's better that take all the 7 steps, take it, talk it with your family, and do the thing, and don't worry about the problem. Even if you fail one day, even if you're not able to make it as happy, don't worry, start again and again and again and again. Say, there's a famous example, I'm sure you must have heard about, the great scientist who has done 10,000 experiments to create one bulb. I'm sure you know the name of that great person. So I am not saying you 10,000 times. I'm just saying you 1 or 2 times you can do, because third time you will be successful. I'm sure that, because if I can do it, I'm no bigger person. I'm just a small person like you, small human being. If I can do it, you can also do it. So these are my 7 steps. Hope you must have enjoyed seeing the 7 steps, and thank you so much. And do share your reviews with me and Grenville, so that we can know better how can you have implemented and you have prospered in your life. Thank you.
Great, Mahesh. That was a very simple and very down to earth way of going about writing a budget. I definitely should say a lot of these aspects are what I have adopted in my life, and thanks to that, I have really managed my finance pretty well. I think the crucial part was the last point that you made, which definitely is the most important part. Budgeting cannot be a one time exercise, it has to be a way of life, because you have to think of your budget in everything that you do. If you're able to get that mindset, automatically you start saving by virtue of just budgeting and having the budgeting approach to life. That I think was the most crucial. And as you said, I mean, there's so many aspects to doing and getting a budget running. But the important part to me was that to make sure that I keep a budgeting approach to everything that I do in my life, and that would help me do a lot of things. So thank you so much for sharing these simple but valuable points. And I think whoever is listening to this live, as well as whoever is going to view our recording, is going to find it really both educational, as well as also give them that encouragement to start doing a budget, which if they have been putting it off till now. Because even me, to initially the first time to start a budget was, I used to think it was a very difficult thing to do, and to really go through a lot of time
Yeah,
and mathematical calculation and formula, which I found in the end was not at all required. It was simple income
right,
versus expense, as you said. And then I started adopting so many tools that are now there on the internet, especially the apps
right,
that come up now on your phone, make it so simple
right,
to be able to manage a budget online. So great,
right.
great, Mahesh. I don't think we have any questions online, so we leave it for the recording for them to put any comments in the recording. And based on
Sure.
the recording, I will forward it to you, as well as I will be posting it on YouTube. So you will answer the questions in the next session, or back on Facebook itself for them to get answers to the questions.
Sure, sure.
So
Thank you
thanks,
so much.
Mahesh. It was a nice session.
Thank you
Though a
so much.
short one, but I think short and sweet is the way to go. But I think it was going to be very helpful to everyone who watches the recording too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.